already built in a special needs trust for that grandson. So we don't need to build in a third kind of trust. We've already accomplished the asset protection we need for Danny, so he can get his cake and eat it too and still get benefits from Medicaid and SSI while still having other extras paid for by his Bulletproof Trust. And what I'm finding now more and more these days are my older clients coming in complaining that their children who are now old haven't saved for retirement. And now they find their kids are going to be in desperate straits. Through the use of these types of bulletproof trusts, we can actually hold money back and make a mini retirement plan for those children. And if we combine that stretch-out IRA I talked to you about just a little bit ago, we end up with a huge chunk of money inside these trusts that can help your children float the boat during their retirement years. Because right now, pension plans and retirement funds are not what they used to be. So it is a difficult time. So if you're thinking about a way to make sure your kids have a soft landing, using these types of trusts is a great way to go. Now, these types of trusts provide for distributions out to the kids during their lifetime. They do provide for distributions. Now watch this. Here's Bart's trust. His trust, like Alice's, has a special little spout on it. Not just the big one, but a little one. And we can regulate through compassionate and careful planning what comes out of this trust for Bart and his family for Bart's lifetime. The dollars can come out slow and easy as the needs arise, not in big lump sums that can be blown in a heartbeat. We're trying to figure out a way to make certain that our kids and grandkids get what they need over time, but we put a little bit of a regulator on it so that they have some money and can look back and say, boy, Mom and Dad were really smart for putting this governor on this engine. Now I've got something to show for this inheritance, where chances are I might have spent it all or blown it on bad investments when I was younger. Now, not all kids are that way. Some children will inherit money and squirrel it away and not spend a dime of it for the rest of their lives. But we don't know. And we don't know if our kids are going to get sick and have to spend all that money on their care. The point I'm making here is you don't need to leave money outright to your children to be consumed by their spouses, by their poor health issues, by their bad business decisions. Divorce is our biggest culprit. If we have money that goes to a child and then that child puts the money in a joint account with his or her spouse, and then there's a divorce, that money gets divided up. We can avoid that by segregating the shares that we give to our children in these special trusts. Wealthy people have been doing this for decades. Wealthy people rarely ever leave any huge amounts of money directly to their children. They've discovered over the years that having it protected is the way to go, because wealthy people are the targets of lawsuits and all types of other fortune hunters. And your kids could be also. You need to protect the shares you leave them, and you have the power to do that. You can make that happen, but you have to design your living trust so that it will create these types of bulletproof trusts. If you already have a trust, my guess is it's not bulletproof the way I'm teaching you you could or should. You can retrofit your existing trust to bulletproof it if you find that this type of protection is appealing. After John and Mary both die, who would you pick if you had the choice to be in charge of Bart's Bulletproof Trust. Would it be Bart? No, that would like be putting the fox at the gate to the hen house. What about Alice? No, she's not going to want to be in the middle of that. A family friend or relative? An attorney or a CPA? Well, maybe, but that's really not their expertise. What we find is that a professional institutional trustee turns out to be our best choice. And they are, frankly, all over the city. All large banks have trust departments, and they're there for a reason. They're there to monitor, control, and to protect money for beneficiaries so that the outside world doesn't come and try to get it from them. So trust companies offer a tremendous service. They generally charge from 1/2 to 1%. Let's say that again, 1/2 of 1% to 1% per year as a fee to run the financial show for your children. But that fee does not affect you because it's not charged while you're alive. The fee only kicks in the event that you're dead and these trusts are set up for your children. Any confusion on that? It doesn't affect you at all. Who would you choose to be in charge of Alice's trust? Well, we have the same choices, but sometimes a question has more than one right answer. And you might want to consider Alice or a professional trustee to run her trust. Or, as I suggest in the parenthetical phrase, you might have Alice and a professional trustee serve as